Hello everyone, this video is to demonstrate the sound that you would experience if you purchase the Dirty Deeds Industries exhaust, specifically the mild option. I'll list the specs right here on the screen. I've owned this exhaust now for about over a year and a half. I had a custom setup before this and then decided to bite the bullet on the cost. And I can tell you right now, it is absolutely worth it. So this is going to be a video including some sound and what it actually, what you can experience from inside the car and outside the car. So there's actually a mic placed right above me that is what you're hearing me through. And this mic is just a normal lav mic, nothing special about it. And the whole point of putting a mic right here is A, so you can hear me, and B, so that you're able to hear not only me, but you can hear the in-cabin sound. Most exhaust videos won't have anything like this online, to kind of put into perspective what the drone is like. And so that's what I'm doing here. Is this mic will be able to pick up what it sounds like inside. What's great about this exhaust though is that it has minimal drone. So Keith over at Dirty Deeds Industries has created this exhaust, and it's been around for years now, but what it does is it gives you that nice tone from a Toyota that you would expect, say if you've ever driven a TRD PRO Tundra, for example. That, you know, has a big burble to it. It's a get up and go. It's a very noticeable tone. This has its own tone, which is some ways like that. The thing with this tone is it doesn't have that burble to it, but it has a great, like, deep tone to it. You can hear it right now, you know, with the cabin noise, and obviously at the RPM we're at, you know, just under 50 miles an hour. That's not bad. It doesn't drone. It has a little, like, it's more sound than drone, if I put it that way. It's not that, like, ear-racking, headache-causing drone that you'll expect with other exhaust systems that don't have this kind of resonator. So the resonator is called a Helmholtz resonator, and what it does is essentially, if you do a little bit of math, you are able to determine where the drone occurs on your exhaust. And typically that occurs at a certain RPM range. And if you do this, you know, math equation, you can find out how big of a Helmholtz resonator you need. Here's a picture on the screen of underneath the truck. This is the Dirty Deeds exhaust. This is the mild option, and there's a Helmholtz resonator. It's that long tube next to the muffler, and so that cancels out that drone that these trucks have from, you know, 1500 to like 2200 RPM. So right now, if you look at the speedo, we're doing 65 now, 2000 RPM, and I hear more wind noise than anything. Granted, there I have Yakima bars on the roof, but say let's go to fourth gear, right? Overdrive off, 2500. A little bit of tone there. It's nice. You know, it's not overbearing. It's not super loud. It sounds great. And what's really cool is the last exhaust I did on this car, which was a custom setup that I had done, it didn't have a Helmholtz resonator, and it droned, and it kind of gave everybody headaches. I like the sound though, but this just does sound better. So with this exhaust, what's cool is you have two options. You can get, I think, aluminized steel and stainless. Now the one I have is the stainless option, and it, boy, is it great. Doesn't rust. It's gone through the winter. Granted, we're in California, so they don't salt the roads. It's been great. The coating, the powder coating, or whatever Keith coats these mufflers with, has held up absolutely great. The only thing I will note about the install, for, you know, just something to be aware of, is that the flanges will not match if you're going from, you know, the cat's back to the muffler side. The flanges, you have to actually squash the gaskets. They don't have an inset flange. I guess that's probably not the correct term, but it doesn't sit, you know, flat and you pinch the metal together. You actually pinch the gasket together. That's just something you'll see on the guide, and that's written on the website. But anyway, you know, right now doing just under 50 miles an hour, minimal drone. If you sit in the second or third rows, which in this Sequoia are in, it may drone a tiny bit, but it's more sound than like headache inducing drone, and that's not something you want on a on a car like this. You know, you want to hear this. If you were to put a family in here, you could get away with it, which is basically what I did. You know, I can get away with having this much sound. I don't know what you could compare this exhaust tone to. I guess one way you could compare it to something would be the Toyota Tundra, the second generation, the 2007 to 2021. Now that we have one, would be the TRD Pro exhaust. Now the Tundra burbles a lot more. It sounds more kind of muscle car-ish. This has a kind of a flatter tone to it, but it still sounds very, very good in my opinion. It's a good mix to be able to, you know, experience both. So for example, we'll keep it in third, and we'll give it some beans here in just a second, where it's more straight in the road. Let's go to second gear here. That's floored. I guess the one way I could put this exhaust is if you're experiencing a TRD Pro exhaust, you know, in a newer Toyota vehicle, I guess the way you could put this is this would be the TRD exhaust for these generation of vehicles. Like that's really what it comes down to. We'll go first gear pull. Straight. Second. Sounds great. I cannot complain. And then in normal driving, you know, for example right here, that's kind of the drone level you would expect. Just climbing hills, I don't know. I'll put light throttle. That's kind of the tone you would experience. It's not like ear-piercing sharp where you'll get a headache from that. And having driven many, many miles and sitting in this car while it's being driven, I don't get a headache from that. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is kind of, you know, a little bit of what this exhaust sounds like from both outside and inside. I probably talked a lot more in this video than I should have, but I just wanted to give you a little insight on the Dirty Deeds Industries exhaust from Keith. If you're interested in buying this system, do it. I think it's great, and you'll really enjoy it.